married my sister, now we're living together.
Roommates in law. Tom, can't talk about baritones. My brother texted me. He's like, stop fucking talking about baritones.
Well, no, I thought your brother kind of sent some like fan fiction almost. Where
It was
like,
wild. I mean, he had a callback from episode 47.
He's like, you mentioned baritone in 47, and then you don't bring it up again till episode 107. What's the through line there? And it's like,
Well,
hey,
I was like, I told him, I was like, that's kind of the big payoff. It's like, that's for the deep cut listeners.
you plant seeds early on. You plant seeds in season 1, and then there's little fuck, what are they called?
Easter egg.
Yeah.
And that's for the diehard fans go, damn, so they had that plan the whole time?
God, they were going to call back to baritones.
It's crazy. A lot of people don't even know that we've written this podcast out up until episode 412.
People do think it's unscripted, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people do.
You guys think we're coming up with this stuff on the spot?
This absolute nonsense we talk about?
This absolute nonsense heat?
I'm literally reading off of a teleprompter this entire time.
We do have teleprompters, too. Our budget isn't enough for us to fly across the country and record in person every week, but it is enough to have world-class teleprompters.
And writers. Our writers are good.
It's just Lizzie with cue cards behind you for an hour.
It's just a full panic attack. I'm like, go back.
Go back. Oh, they're out of order. He's starting at the end of his story. Like, all right, Tarantino, calm down.
That's our zero of the week right there, folks. That's how we start the pod.
Oh, God.
When's the last time we talked, Tom?
I don't know, but we're not roommates.
Oh, shit, dude. We're already off script.
We're 400 episodes in, and we can't even get the intro down.
God, we're not even fucking brothers-in-law, Tom.
No, but we are good friends, and it's good to see you, Timothy.
Prince, feel like we haven't talked in a while, Tom.
I agreed. I just had that same feeling creep up in my old brain.
Well, I've been getting some crazy vibes from you via text. I was telling Lizzie, I was like, I don't know. I did something to Tom. Dude, he's pissed.
I'm getting crazy. I'm giving crazy vibes.
That's why I asked you the day. I was like, is everything cool?
Oh, I thought you were asking me that because it was Louis' death anniversary. I just posted all that sappy stuff online.
Oh.
I thought you were being a really good friend. Yeah. Oh.
What's crazy is now this is all making more sense. It's like I saw it, and then I just kind of went back to whatever, and then texting you, and I was like, Tom fucking, he's pissed at something.
No, I was really emotional.
Sad. That was sad, Tom.
Hey, I'm getting some fucking crazy vibes from my friend Tom. I'm just sad.
I was like, man, he's being so fucking weird. Jesus Christ. Okay, betterhelp.com, folks.
Yes.
This is what we need to do. But anywho, Tom, we're in Chicago. Listen to this. This is a fun little. We've talked about saying yes, right? And you're a big proponent of saying yes. I'm
also a big proponent of the movie Yes Man starring Jim Carrey. It's a pretty good flick.
Jim Carrey, generational talent. Some have called that man. Anywho, yes. So it's say yes, even if you don't, it's gonna be good. I did this. You know me. I'm not exactly like a roast battle guy.
Mm-mm.
For any of the folks who aren't,
although I will say you can ruin people with a good jab or two.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's actually sharp writing. It's just like a major weakness I'll see, and then I'll address that.
Sure. It's just like one devastating comment about something that they're really insecure about.
So I said, they're like, hey, do you want to come like do a set at Roast Battle and then be on the panel of it and like judge the roasts?
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
And I was like, oh, fine. I'll do it. Turns out, Tom, kind of had an amazing time.
Had a great time.
I'm sitting there, and we've talked about this, but it's fun, when you're on the panel, you're judging the roast and you're like riffing on it. It's fun to be funny off the top of your head.
Yeah. I think you got to try improv, dude.
Brother, okay, this is pull back the curtain here. We improv this whole show.
We do. Yeah, you guys, we were kidding about, we're kind of a world-class improv duo.
Lizzie is not behind your kid.
We improv the Lizzie thing.
Well, that was a whole improv.
Yeah.
I've been improvising Lizzie. Lizzie doesn't even exist, folks.
I've been improvising my entire marriage. And I've been saying that we split rent, and it is a bit that I am paying for.
I'm paying dearly for that one. Also, here's a fun one. We are roommates.
Yeah, and brothers-in-law.
Hate each other, though. Not good friends at all.
not good friends.
But it just turned out I was in the middle of this thing, and we're like, and I was like, of course I should have said yes. Why was I thinking about saying no?
Yeah,
I'm having a fun time.
Yeah, and I guess like too, when you're the judge of those things, you're kind of playing with house money
Because
because you're like, I already did my set. You guys like me already. Now I'm gonna
great. Now it's just
toss a
riff
couple
time.
things out there. Yeah,
And I'm like, oh, I get to sit here and tell you why you're bad. Yeah.
I didn't realize I was just hanging out with my friends.
I mean, but I did leave that, and I was like, of course, you just say yes to things that make you uncomfortable or the things you think you might not like. That's in your own little head. Get out into the world, have some fun for once.
Get out in the world, dude. Yeah,
You know?
I stand by it. Most of the time, when you leave your house to do something, you don't regret it.
You don't regret it. Fine.
Except
All right, I'm
for-
coming around.
Except for on like a couple huge national disaster days.
Sure,
then
but
maybe
even
those
then, you're
days.
like, you have a good story.
Yeah, true.
You know?
No one forgets where they were on 9/11.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. You're like downtown Manhattan. You're like, I don't know why I decided to come out here for breakfast. For the rest of your life, you're like, so I was at Magpie or whatever the place is.
And I felt a little
Felt the
rumble.
trimmer under my feet, and I made a Jurassic Park riff. And turns out it was a Boeing 737.
I stand up at breakfast and I go, "Welcome to Jurassic Brunch." Jurassic Brunch wouldn't be a bad riff in the moment.
I mean, Jurassic. If that's not a restaurant at the Jurassic Park land, aren't they trying to create something like that?
I think there is something. Yeah, there are some Jurassic Park sections of like Disney World.
And they should just have like the table where like the waiter can come by and hit a button and it like shakes your it has that little trimmer in your water cup.
And it's like a little too much. Like it's a little uncomfortable.
You're just kind of like,
You kind of spill your stuff.
like, this isn't nearly as subtle as it was.
Your plate, if it's too close to the edge of the table, your plate will fall off.
You have to put those giant goggles on to see the menu. It's like a big VR experience. Are they heavy? Yeah, that means they're expensive. Put them back. Great flick, by the way.
Wait.
When's the last? Well, when he puts on those big
yeah.
goggles, he's like, "Well, where'd you get those?" Like,
That's a
found them
good
back
line.
here. Are they heavy? Yeah, that means they're expensive. Put them
Put 'em
back. And then he got eaten on the toilet. R.I.P. that guy.
R.I.P.
But yeah, I mean, Chicago was just, I mean, you were literally there 8 hours before I was.
Yeah.
Which was a huge bummer. Oh, by the way, the whole Zany staff was like, "This is so close."
I know. Everyone was saying
So
it the whole time.
Could have
It
been the
was-
damn hang of the century, Tom.
Yeah, that is weird. Real ships in the night.
Oh man. But Chicago, I was sad. I went and walked around the old neighborhood. I'm a sentimental guy.
You
Tom,
always
know
do that.
this.
You go hit the old neighborhood walk. I love that.
Always.
You went to
And
Diner Grill by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Walked over to Diner Grill. Well, I passed Diner Grill, and then I just went to the old, our old apartment was right there. Went and took a picture of our front door, sent it to Lizzie, said, "Hey, look, still here."
Hey, look, we lived here.
And then I went and got a different angle, and I just took a picture of the building. I was like, "It's our window right there, dude." And then I just, you kind of just walk around. It felt so good. Walked up and down Southport, went to the Dairy Queen.
Southport Rips. Dairy Queen. Everyone says when you're back in Chicago, you gotta hit the DQ on Southport.
Gotta hit a DQ. Went to Cafe Tola, checked out the Jewel-Osco.
Dude,
That's
I was
still there.
just talking about Cafe Tola with my sister because they used to live by that one in Avondale. Those empanadas. Oh my God. Those empanadas make me feel empanada. I'll say
Let's
that.
go.
They are
Let's
so
go. I mean, they're $2 for the best empanada you've ever had in your life?
Just like full of steak and potatoes. Holy shit.
God, I miss Chicago. I didn't even care that it was 4 degrees, Tom. I was out there cruising around, having the time of my
Question:
life.
when you get by the old place that you lived at, are you stopping for a while or is it just kind of like a walk by?
I stop and look.
It's so funny. It's so funny to stop and look at an apartment building. I've done the same thing,
Mhm.
and I've just kind of been like, "Do I look like a psycho right now?"
I don't even care. I was taking photos of the building from like 4 different angles. I took a picture of the front door.
They're like
I
someone's trying to buy this place.
Yeah, I think they thought I was like a real estate appraiser. I was like, "Oh no, just a lonely guy."
No, I just used to live here.
So lonely. But it just, I don't know what about it. It's just, I think it's nice to go back and appreciate good times in your life. And that was like a good time in life. So I just like to sit there and go, appreciate you. 3912 North Greenview, apartment 3.
Give it a little pat.
Appreciate you. And now I'm going to go to Diner Grill. Got lucky at Diner Grill. The stool at the very end of the bar was open.
Amazing.
So it's me and then Wall. Oh, come on.
What's your order at a diner? Midday?
Midday diner's about 1 p. I've had the same order for 6 years. You go bacon cheeseburger, and then you top that off with some brisket fries.
Jesus Christ, that is a meal. That's midday. What does the rest of your day look like?
The rest of the 4 hours after that nap, full nap.
That's one of those naps where you're trying to stretch out your torso.
And it's not working. I called an Uber to get back to Sealy. It's a 4-minute walk. I was like,
dude.
I can't do this.
It's actually a 5-minute walk.
The Uber driver was like, is this the right address? I was like, don't.
Shut up.
Just take me to this place.
Laying down in his back seat.
He's like, you don't want to go to the hospital? I'm like, nah, it's the pulled pork fries, man. I just gotta.
He's like, are you sure your appendix isn't rupturing?
It's a delicious order. I don't regret it. I never.
Well, that's like such a late night order.
That's
where when you're usually at Diner Grill.
Yeah, that's all diners ever been in my life.
But then 1 p.m. you're like, I'm sticking with the same thing.
Midday. Well, I look over the menu, and I'm already in a sentimental state of mind.
Yeah.
Just saw the old place. Just walked by the old haunts. I'm going, give me the pulled pork fries and the double cheese.
Pulled pork fries. God, I want that right now. That sounds good.
I mean, it's just an unbelievable order. The fries are so good. They have this little BBQ sauce they spray over the whole thing. Come on, Tom.
Oh, yeah. I could get on board with some. I haven't been to a good diner in a while.
Ooh, and then they hand you the check, and you're like, $8. $8?
Yeah. I went to
like to go as well.
Dude, I don't think. Okay, are you with me here? I think this could be a rule that we instate. Maybe we talk to our local government.
That we instate?
Instate in enact?
That we enact. Yeah.
Enact. God. Sometimes.
That we instate. No, I know what word you're going. Is it? Yeah, I think it's enact.
I think instate.
I don't think it's in state. I think it's
in state, to set up in position, install or establish.
Well, shit. Don't I look like a fucking idiot right now?
Yeah, dude, I got a degree in accounting. Don't ever question me again. I went to this place. I was instill maybe. Instate isn't right. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
No,
at all.
I know. I'm like, I googled it to prove a point, but I don't feel good about it. I was in San Diego this weekend, and on Sunday I was driving back, but Sunday I wake up and I'm like, I got late checkout in this hotel. Late checkout pushed all the way to 1 p.m. So nice.
Come on.
And I'm like, I just hit Google. I'm like, I want to go to a diner. Take myself to a diner, thinking the same thing as my good friend Tim. Actually, it probably was caused by you, because you definitely posted about Diner Grill.
You better believe I did.
So I probably was like, yeah, I want a greasy diner meal.
Yes.
I Googled diner. There's one right across the street. I'm like, oh, sweet. It's like, Luis's French diner or something.
Mm-hmm.
I pop on over. I sit down. Waitress comes over, drops off menus. I'll get a coffee and a water to start. Coffee right away. I can just tell by the way she delivers it. I'm like, oh, this isn't like refillable diner coffee. It's like too nice.
But it come in a nice mug?
Yeah, it was like a nice.
Why?
It was a nice mug, but I just could. It also was good coffee. But then I look at the menu. It's like super nice, bougie, expensive brunch place, and I'm like, no, I don't think you're allowed to call yourself a diner.
You just took the sentence out of my mouth, Tom. That's not a diner.
That's a brunch. This is a brunch restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't order. I left.
Hit him with the coffee and bounce?
I said, can I just, I changed my mind. Can I just pay for the coffee? Yeah.
They're going, yeah, that's another one. We knew he would just want
coffee was like $5.50.
Nah, it's got to be $2.50. Refillable, comes in an old mug.
It's some of the worst coffee you've ever had, and it's the weakest coffee you'll ever drink. But you can drink 12 cups of it.
You're allowed to, and when they give it to you, it's got just like the little the little creamer and all the little
Just
fake
in a, like, a
sugars on
bowl.
the side. It's like kind of stuffed onto the side.
Yeah, stuffed onto the
Mhm.
weird little plate. And also, you'll never get a cup of coffee that's the perfect temperature, quite like drinking half a cup in a diner, and then she tops it off with fresh hot stuff.
Because you can
That
kind of chug it.
Oh, it's the perfect temperature. I love it. And that's
You
what
can
I was
cut-
hoping for. And I can't tell you, I hit the road back to LA in an angry state.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, what were they trying to get you for? Some of these entrees are $22, and you're going, whoa,
What? Yeah,
no.
easily, like way over 20.
I'm
every
here
entree.
for shitty food and shitty coffee.
Like I want hash browns where I can taste like a burger that was cooked on that same flat top right before.
Or
that.
you bite into it and you wonder, you're like, I should see the dentist because that crunch was pretty intense.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was the hash brown or my back tooth, but
my molar.
my molar just fell right out of my head. But it's like you don't want to go to that place. That place is where they like treat you a little shittily, but the food is good. You want the shitty food, but then they treat you well. That's the beauty of like the shitty diner.
Yeah. Also, it's like the food is shitty in a weird way. It's
In a great way. Yeah.
yeah,
In the
yeah.
best way possible.
Yeah.
But no
Yeah.
one's going, hey, do you know any like nice places I could take my girlfriend for? You're not going dinner, diner, grill,
No.
you know?
No,
But
you're
if it's
going
like-
French bistro or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
No, they
like-
called it a French diner. I should have. I cruised right over French. I should have
French.
known those
Yeah,
fucking French assholes.
I don't know. The French are assholes,
I don't
Tom.
know. The French are assholes.
Yeah, that's annoying. I'm glad you bailed, though. I mean, was there art in your coffee?
No, it was not a cappuccino
Oh, okay.
or a
okay,
latte.
okay.
You know,
As long as
so-
they're-
or no, latte is when they start scribbling in there, right?
I think it's Chino. I think they do it on both
Okay.
because I think they just have that like steamed milk that they can really let their
Either way,
creative
it's
juices get going.
yeah. Oh, this is your outlet, huh? It actually is very impressive. I don't really understand it.
How that happens, I don't understand it
No,
either.
like, have you ever seen someone make like a bulldog?
No, I've seen
a
it on the
bulldog.
dang internet.
Yeah, I've seen a rose. I saw a rose recently that was like unreal, and I was like, I don't understand this.
Well, you know when you see them doing it and you can like see their arms kind of flailing a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like a cartoon where the guys and then they turn it around and it's like this amazing thing. But they were doing it and then they just hand it over and it's like a little leaf in there. And I'm like, that's I appreciate it, but it's going to be ruined in mere seconds.
I'm putting a top on it.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
this is a to-go drink. You
This
didn't even
is-
have to do that.
I mean, you're getting the car detailed and it's going in the garage immediately.
Incredible. So how was San Diego other than that? Beautiful, beautiful city.
It was a great time. It was what? I gotta turn off my notifications. It was a great time. San Diego, weird, like kind of more conservative than I thought. It's this is an interesting experience. I'm driving down. I'm driving along, and I need gas, but I was like an hour outside of San Diego, and I was like, well, I should get gas out here before it gets too expensive. Throw gas stations in the map, click on the nearest one, follow it there, get off the exit, and it's like immediately I pull into like a military base.
Oh, I was thinking you were gonna be like, it was like a French gas station. All the unleaded was like $12.50 a gallon. I was like, they got you again, dude?
Yeah, but the coffee was great.
Coffee was fire.
That's where I saw the bulldog. I pull into like a fort, like it was like a military base.
Like a base, yeah.
And because I forgot San Diego's a huge like Navy town.
Yeah.
So I pull in and they do not fuck around. I couldn't turn around, and then you don't want to be suspicious. I don't know. I have nothing to hide, but
Sure.
I get so scared around like authority. Like,
Well, we've seen too many videos on the internet of a cop pulling a guy over and the guy like has nothing in his car and then they mace him and yank him out of the car and beat the shit out of him.
yeah, dude.
And you're like,
And
oh,
it's-
this is gonna happen to me at any moment.
Yeah, here I am with like I pull off and there's like just a huge like roided out army ranger walking
Just-
up to my window.
Just looking for a reason.
Yeah, and I roll it down and I'm like, I'm in my Adidas sweatsuit and a Minnesota Twins hat. And I'm like, hi, I was following directions to a gas station. And he's like, and I go, can I not go? And he's like, no, you can't come in. He's like, "Are you?" No, he said something. Are you? Unless you're military personnel. I was like, "Look at me. You know I'm
But
not military."
let me give you
personnel.
one guess here, Chief.
Driving a mid-sized pre-owned Mazda.
You're like,
Come on.
I support the troops, though. Theoretically, can I just get gas?
And yeah, it was like I'm an idiot. The gas station was like I went back and looked at it, and it says like military base gas station or whatever.
Did he point you in that direction, or just tell you to scram?
No, he goes. So he's like, "Can I see your ID?" And they have to go run my ID.
I don't love that.
I know.
Why?
I don't know. In case like I'm up to something.
What the fuck? So I mean, could you have just been like, "No, thanks. I'm just gonna back up and leave"?
No, because I couldn't back up. I'm like in the like immediately off the exit. Like the only way to get off this exit is to go. I either had to go straight back onto the highway, but I had already turned right. And then it's like one way. There's a car behind me, and now I'm in like a
Are you in a situation where it's like the not an outhouse, but it's like the little
exactly
gazebo kind of a thing that he's in
next to the gazebo,
and then the gate arm.
Yes.
And then the guy behind you, so you're fully trapped.
I'm trapped. And so he's like, "Give me your ID." He goes and runs it. And then he's like, "I'm going to hang on to this." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "You got to pull in. I'm going to open the gate. You have to immediately turn around." And I was like, yeah. Okay. And
yeah,
he's like,
don't gun it.
And then, and then he goes, "And then I'll give you your ID on the other side coming back." And I'm like, "All right." And then he's like, "Immediately turn around though." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm trying to get gas. I'm not breaking into this naval base."
He's like, "You see this? We got snipers posted all over these roofs. Okay?
You go 6 inches too far, your front right tire's going, and then the next one's your head."
It's incredible that he thinks like if you were there to cause mischief, that like he has your ID, which is like collateral enough to make you rethink your
immediately turn around. Yeah.
You're going, shit, I do have all this C4 in the trunk, but I don't want to have to go to the DMV again.
I was originally going to try to break into the mainframe, try to reprogram all our nukes, but
it would be kind of fun if you like tried to riff with these. Like, yeah, what are you here for? Like, I was trying to hack the mainframe. You know where the mainframe's at?
Just immediately just yanked out of my window by my collar.
Didn't even unbuckle you, just somehow pulled you out.
I got a reason not to attack the United States military because you don't want to go to the DMV is so funny.
It is incredible. Like, I'm not standing in that line, even for my little ideals.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to take down the DMV first. That's a better idea.
Yeah. How big is this fella? Is this like a massive human being?
He's not that tall, but he is yoked. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe we go a size up on the uni next time.
Nah. Not if you're at the front gate, dude. You got to keep that thing snug.
That neck looked uncomfortable, though.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people coming in thinking they were going to hack the mainframe saw that guy reevaluated?
They go, "Man, what's that Jack's guy ran my ID through the system.
Just so fast, just puts it through that scanner."
But then he did the thing where on the way out, so I turn around immediately. I mean, I hit a tight turn. Pulled over the curb.
You like let him know before you're like, this turning radius isn't great, so I am going to have to go a little wide on this thing. Please don't overreact.
I won't do a K turn. I won't do a 3-point. Don't worry. But it's not going to be like the tightest you've ever seen. And then I get to the other side and he like does the power thing where he makes me wait for a little while.
Oh, he's in there doing something.
He's like in there and he looks up at me and he gives me he's got my ID in his hand still and he gives me like the one finger thing.
Is he on the phone? Quote unquote?
No, on your phone?
Is he on his phone in there, dude? He's just on the computer looking at Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably running whoever was behind me. He was probably running their ID or whatever. But it was
he's probably looking at you on Instagram, though. This guy's got some heat.
He goes, "Oh, shit. Yeah, well, I mean, he hasn't really had a pop recently, but boy, he had a moment last year."
I mean, tell me about a couple of these pops. I'd have let him right in.
Sorry, would you like a pass to the United States Naval Academy?
President's actually in there, dude. Come on.
Yeah, come on. We'll take a swing at him. Yeah, so I just hate brushes with military. They just are a different beast.
Brushes with the law in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I've always been this kind of guy, but it's like I don't even try to like, and this is so sad. I don't even like try to stand up for myself.
Neither do I, dude.
Like, you know what I mean? If they're like, "Give me your ID," and it's like not a situation where they need to see my ID or know who I am, I'm like, "Yeah, sure, here you go. Here's my Here's like an old expired driver's license. What do you need? Like, here's my notebook.
Birth certificate. Do you want
Here's
like
some new
20
stuff I've
bucks?
been working on. Yeah.
Dude, I'm the same way. I'm like, fuck this. And then I get it back on the highway. I'm like, dude, the military's so fucked up.
Fucking pigs.
I'm going to talk about this on a podcast.
The military industrial complex, dude. That's just where all of our taxes go. Why not work on our own infrastructure here in America? Why are you bombing other countries? Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, what else can I help you with? I'm so sorry. Thanks for your service, by the way.
This turn is going to be so tight.
Couple of tough guys over here at Roommates in Law, folks.
Yeah, we're going to take them down. But then San Diego was great. Can I tell you about this though? Before I got down there, our good friend Jeff Osmus was out here in LA.
Goofy.
Doing the worst run you've ever heard of. Everyone does this, but like for some reason, this is how they book it. There's like 4 suburb improv clubs. Like it's like the Brea Improv, Irvine Improv, Oxnard, Ontario. These are all like within an hour of LA. They're all just surrounding just horrible suburb, bland Lego towns. Like, right. They're all look the exact same. They all feel the exact same. It's a little dystopian.
Just fully manufactured.
People are like weirdly happy there too, so it feels weird
but even
to hate
that,
on it.
Even that feels like they're all kind of Stepfordy a little bit. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah, a little Truman Show-ish.
Yeah, a little. What is it? A Tonkin Village? Is that what it is?
Maybe. I have no idea. Is that from? Is that Willy Wonka?
No, I believe a Tonkin Village is like what I think it's maybe like what North Korea would use, and they like essentially they just like paint the facade on a building so it like looks like this thriving thing, but if you go in, it's just like fully empty and there's nothing in there.
Oh Jesus! Yeah,
so it's like, yeah, look at this, look at our infrastructure, look at this amazing, look at the stuff we built, but none of it's actually being used or is actually real. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Like in the malls that the clubs are in, like there will be like really high end luxury. You know,
yeah, we're like, who?
But
needs
then you
Gucci?
open the door and you just smack into a wall.
Yeah, it's all very like Wile E. Coyote kind of this tunnel doesn't exist.
And I'm like, who are all you people? Like, there's always people walking around the mall, like on a Sunday night.
These are non-playable characters, Tom.
Big time. I think that's why I said Lego. It feels a little bit like the Lego movie. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's a great flick, honestly.
The Lego movie I haven't seen. Did just watch the Super Mario's movie.
Oh, not bad. And hey, both starring our good friend Chris Pratt.
You're not going to believe this, Tom. Cried a couple times.
Yeah, dude, I cried a lot during that movie. Actually, not a lot. I think there's only like 2 cry moments, but it's like brothers.
I found 3 or 4
brothers. Bonding? Yeah, come on,
overcoming adversity. Yeah, I'm crying.
Yeah. Overcoming adversity with your brother.
Come on, he's just a plumber too, Tom. He's just a regular guy like just anybody else. Guy.
Wait, can I refill my coffee real quick? Speaking of diner coffee.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
it'd be like crazy if I was like, no.
Tom, we got to power through.
Am I supposed to keep talking, or are you gonna
wait, sure, you can keep talking, and I'll cut it if it's bad.
Incredible! Wow,
so you're on the clock.
Yeah, I was about to say this will be really interesting to see if it makes the pod. Okay, this might be a perfect time to set up what we like to call here at Roommates in Law the zero of the week. We got a zero of the week submission that came through in about 9 to 10 pages of literature. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as I can, but it unfortunately does need some background context. Tom, you came right into me jumping into the zero of the week.
Oh, amazing. Let's go.
So it's a bit of a long one. So I'm going to try to make this story as long. I'm going to try to make this as long as possible.
Perfect.
So here's the thing. A buddy and his wife, they had their dog in a training center in Chicago.
Also,
I don't know if it's
context. This was a submission. You said
this is a submission. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, what was that training center right by your sister's place? It was like fucking sit down.
Yeah, it's sit down and
what was it? It was like sit down and shut up. Essentially, was the vibe.
Well, that one was aggressive, but then there's one right by my place here that's also like, I'll hit my dog, basically.
Yeah, it's like hey, cool it or else. LLC.
Yeah.
It's like an insane name.
Ones are so insane.
I'm like, whoa! I don't want you to beat this shit out of my schnauzer. Okay, so this guy, their dog is at the training facility. So every time they go pull up to get their dog, it's on a busy street. They try to get in there. There's always this big delivery van for the flower store that's right next door. And they have their big delivery van parked out on the public street, but then they have all these cones around it where nobody else can park. Public street, though. So this person says, fine, it's a delivery truck. They need to be able to back in and back out. And more times than not, they just find a different place to park. On this particular day, it was graduation day. So they're probably going to be in there for 30, 40 minutes. They pull up, same thing, pouring down rain. His wife's got a just tore her ACL, so she's on crutches. And he's going, it's a Brute's day. And he's going, you know what? Fuck this. Like, this is a public street. I'm not going to park 8 blocks away so my wife can crutch her way up here for dog graduation.
Yeah.
Pulls the cones out. Couple of big dudes come out of the flower shop going, nah.
Big dudes.
Put that
flower
back.
Shop.
Big dudes.
That's hilarious.
It will be addressed. They're going, no, put that shit back. And he's going, no. He explains the situation. He goes, nah, not happening. He's like, all right, fine. Circles around again, trying to find a spot. No spots, Tom. Pulls back up, pouring rain still. And he says, fuck, I'm just doing it. Fuck these guys. Starts doing it again. They come back out. Another guy comes out. Nope, get the fuck out of here. You can't do it. And he's going, I'm sorry. This is a public street. I'm actually allowed to be doing this. I was not doing it just to be nice, but like my wife's on crutches. We have to go right in here. I'm not doing it. You can call the cops if you want, but like this, and they pull out badges. They say, we are the cops.
Whoa.
Who are you going to call now, bud?
Oh, wow.
We're the fucking cops.
Is this in Chicago?
Chicago.
Yeah, and Chicago cops aren't the most lawful historically.
Some would say they've got a bit of a shady reputation.
Like a full-on documented history of being bought.
And murdering people that they shouldn't have murdered.
Yeah. That too.
So,
I forgot about that part.
So he does exactly what we would do. He drops right back in line, and he's going, oh, shit. So sorry.
Fellas?
I didn't know you could legally kill me if you wanted to. This is fucking crazy of me to argue with you. So they go, look, you're allowed. There's like a gated parking lot right over there, right over behind this funeral home. We've talked to the owner. We told him what was going on today, that there were going to be people here. So overflow parking, you can actually go right in there. He's like, all right. So he goes in there. Believe it or not, after the dog graduation, they come back out. Gates closed. Everyone's gone. Their car's trapped in there. So he's like, you got to be kidding me right now. Goes back over to where the cops were telling him, bangs on the door. They come out and he's going, hey, you
fucking hung me out to dry here.
What is this? And the guy goes, oh, well, we didn't tell you could. We suggested you to go over there.
Oh my god, dude!
So actually, kind of not on us, man. Sorry. Guess you just should have thought through it more. So now he's like, I would be beside myself while also going, "You're so right. I can't believe I did that.
Exactly.
Thank you for everything you do for the community."
In my head, I'm like, "Fuck the police. We need to defund these fucking losers." Jesus Christ! And then I'm like, "Thank you so much." It was a good suggestion, honestly.
It's good. Here's $5, by the way. I don't know if that's gonna do anything for you,
cup
but
of coffee or something.
So goes back over. He starts banging on the door of the funeral home. He can see somebody in there. And they come out and they're like, nope, sorry, like tow truck's already on the way. Once the tow truck has been called, the tow truck has to be paid. So he's like, essentially the money's already been paid. You just, sorry, like you're kind of fucked on this one. So he goes back. He's yelling at the cops again. They won't even come out of the building now. They're just kind of all like snickering at him and being complete assholes. Go back over. They have their dog, so they can't get it. It's dog graduation's pouring out rain. Now they got a wet dog. They're just standing there.
Wife is on crutches.
Nobody cared about the wife on crutches.
Anyone have a heart?
And so finally, the guy from the funeral home, his daughter comes downstairs, sees the wet dog, and it's like, come on, like pleads with the dad. They finally let him out because of the wet dog, not the blown ACL.
She holds the dog and kicks out the crutches. She's like, get this dog inside.
Yeah, sorry, we support the blue around here. So these cops, obviously the cops are the zeros of the week, just fully abusing their power, being complete assholes, lying, then not even like living up to the lie. So obviously cops, zero. That's stone cold zero behavior.
You guys heard it here first. Roommates in law are taking a stand against the police. Look at this.
No more police corruption, dude.
Dude, they might not bounce back from being zeros of the week.
No. I
Are
mean,
we giving it to these cops or should the Chicago Police Department?
Well, a great man once said, "Attitude reflect leadership." Tom,
Captain. Yeah.
and I believe that man. Wait, who was that? Was that
That
Denzel?
man was Julius.
That was Julius that said that. I
And
apologize.
Remember the Titans. And
I believe he was on the
Gary
strong
Bertier.
side, or was he on the left side?
He's strong side.
Strong side.
Well, they're both on the left side. That's why the left side is the strong side.
Oh, wait, they're both on the. Who's on the other side?
Oh, some idiot.
Boy,
They're saying like left side, strong side, because Julius plays on the end and Gary plays linebacker right behind him.
Oh, right. Okay, now I'm with you. Haven't seen it in a while. I just remember the great quotes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it's is this an indictment of the greater police?
It's got to be of the entire, because these guys aren't just running rogue. If they had strong oversight, they're not going to behave this way.
This is not, as my conservative relatives would say, a few bad apples.
A few bad apples. It is not. I'm sorry. It is symptomatic of a larger problem in the Chicago Police Department.
They have too much power. I mean, what are these guys doing running a flower shop? There's no way that's not corrupt.
So this is what the Zero was telling me. It was a long submission. He really dove into the details of it.
The guy submitting wasn't a Zero, right?
No. He's the man.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying he really dove into it. So this particular flower shop has like contracts with all of the big buildings and all of the big wedding venues in Chicago. A lot of ties to the Pritzker family, Tom. I mean, this thing goes all the way to the top.
Dude,
it goes all the way to the top.
Oh my God. I think it's tied to this naval base in San Diego too.
I think so too.
Dude, we gotta figure out how to get in there.
I mean, we're bringing it down from the inside. Imagine if your entire political career got busted up by a Zero of the Week submission on the Roommate-in-Law pod, and finally a journalist heard this, and they're like, "I'm gonna start investigating that flower shop," and it was just deep corruption.
Yeah, that journalist would be dead in the Chicago River in a month.
That's a fact. That is a fact. But anywho, that's a pretty solid submission.
That is a great submission. Also, kudos to you for really breaking it down, because I saw it and it was long, and you turned it into quite the tale, Timmy.
Quite a tale. I've been known to spin a yarn, Tom.
You did spin it. Yeah, God, that's what I was trying to think of, and I couldn't. I was like, you turned it into a blanket.
I've done this. I've fucked it up really bad. Where I've been known to cut a rug, Tom.
Oh, yeah, that's dancing,
that's
right?
Dancing. And I'm like, oh, shit.
No, it's got to be your yarn.
I got to be spinning your. Anyway, so what do you got going on? What are you guys doing?
How'd you guys meet?
Solid submission, though. I mean, that's
great submission. And ding, ding, ding. That's Zero of the Week. I mean, I'm giving a secondary Zero to the funeral home owner.
But at least he let him out.
Well, because he's saved by his daughter.
Saved by the daughter.
Hero of the Week right there goes to the daughter.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. And this is the contributor suggested that.
Oh,
Zero cops.
Yeah,
he also included ACAB, and then he said hero daughter. But I mean, the poor shop owner, he just thought some asshole came and parked in his lot, and he said it was clearly posted everywhere. You will be towed.
Yeah,
and the cops were like, "Don't worry about it."
I guess he didn't know that. Yeah, that this guy was getting
bad info from the cops. Yeah. Fucking cops, man. Ooh, I'd be so mad. And there's just nothing you can do. They have guns. They have badges. They're in a flower shop.
The call the cops if you want, and then we are the cops.
And he hit him. He said
they can't win.
Yeah, he said he straight up like opened the jacket.
Wow.
And then there's the badge on his belt.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that wild?
It would be cool to be able to do that. I could see it getting to my head.
I've thought about this a lot. Like, if I was... Human beings just are not equipped to handle power.
No.
Like, in any way, shape, or form. The only people that should get power are the people that are actively resisting power. If you want it, you can't have it.
Yeah, that is true. Wow.
Because you're gonna be poo with it.
That's quite the philosophical mindset.
Am I wrong though, Tom? Look at all these presidents. They want it so bad, and then they get in there and fuck everything up. Yeah, carpet bomb all those kids. I don't care.
Yeah.
I got a political career to worry about, Tom.
I do know that, like, it is, like, because the ounce of power, you've done this, I've done this. Like, this happened to me last night. I was on this show at a club, and I got there, and the bouncer was kind of a dick. And goes, the line starts back there, and I go, I'm on the show. And he's like, all right. And that little ounce of, like, That's me showing the badge in my jacket, you know?
Because I guarantee you didn't go. I'm actually on the show. Like if I could,
No, that
you
is
went. I'm on.
nice.
I'm on the show. I am the show.
Yeah, I am one of 12 comics on this show.
Yeah, you see that headshot over there? Does that look familiar to you, dickhead? Let me
it's
in.
not actually it's Kevin Hart.
He's also like, brother, that show's tomorrow. And you're like, oh, shit.
My
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I got my dates mixed up.
He's
Sorry
like,
about
you're
that.
going to want to pull a tight turnaround right now. I'm going to hang on to this, though. He's got my notebook. Oh, man. Wait,
I would say that's a top tier 0 of the week submission.
that is that's the best submission we've had in a long time.
My sweet little opinion.
Keep on sending those in, you guys. Anything that just fills you with rage throughout your week, you write down and you send it to your good friends, Tim and Tom.
You know, we've been trying to explain what the criteria for a 0 is, and I don't know, we've never explained it in that simple of terms. If you encounter someone that fills you with rage, go ahead and write that down.
Yeah.
Send it on in.
And it can't just be like this person annoys me. There's something about this person. There is intent, and they are harming others.
Has to be stone cold, shitty, selfish, abusive, abusive power, selfish behavior. Too cool. There's also too cool behavior. Because
there's a few delineations. I don't know if that's the word. This is a real in-state situation, but losers are different than zeros.
Losers are not zeros. Nerds are not zeros.
No, not at all. Losers are like the guy last week who was trying to talk to the bartender, and he just goes, "So what is an old fashioned?"
Yeah, that's just a guy who lost the plot. This is a guy that doesn't really know where he's at, what's appropriate. That's not a 0. That's just a tough look.
Yeah,
that's a tough look alert.
That's a certified tough look right there. Yeah, and that's not a 0 situation because we've had some submissions where it feels a little like bullying, where it's like I saw this absolute loser, and it's like, no, that's just a guy struggling.
No, that's a guy trying to make it.
There's a guy having a hard time in life.
Yeah, sorry. He got dealt a bad hand. He's trying to make the best of it. It's not a 0.
Are. It's just having
saw this guy in a pretty beat up old Corolla. That was about it though.
0 of the week.
Fucking 0 ass loser. No, sorry. Corolla's a very dependable vehicle. They last forever. Why would he get rid of
0?
That? Yeah. Hey, if you that's another thing. If you turn in a 0 and you turn out to be the 0.
Yeah, sometimes the 0 is coming from inside the building. Wait, this is why I brought up those loser towns that Jeff was playing. I went out, I found out I was going to be in town last week when he was here on a Wednesday. I thought I was gone for his whole run. So then last minute I go, wait a second, you already got he already got a feature from out here. So I'm like, let me come hit the host button just to hang.
Absolutely.
I had recommended one of my good friends out here, Willie Simon, very funny dude, to feature for him. So I already got one of my good buds out there. I got one of my best buds headlining.
So it's full hang city.
I text the booker. I'm like, do you need a host tonight? This is one of my best buds. He's like, you're on. It's so much fun. I get out there. Jeff's crowds are great, as you know. So it's like revved up, ready to go. I get on stage to host. I get up there. I go, hey, Oxnard, how we doing? Oh, microphone's not on. Okay. One set. Can we, I'm doing to the back of the room. Can we get this guy on?
Can we get him?
Then we get a God mic. He goes, use the backup. There's a backup on the floor. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there is. There's another mic. It's already plugged in. Grab that one. Hey, Oxnard, it's still not on.
Incredible.
I go, we're 0 for 2. At this point, I'm holding 2 microphones in my hand. And I go, well, can we? And the sound guy's like, all right, just give it a second. We go 6 minutes, Timmy.
Give it a second. What do you give it a second?
6 of them. I mean, he's like, this was hilarious because it's a classic case of, this isn't 0. This is a fuck up. But it's it's close because it's a classic case of like someone, like the thing that never goes wrong went wrong, but he clearly didn't do a sound check.
Right.
Because he immediately walks by Jeff and goes, they were working during sound check. And then he comes on stage and I just see him unplug both of them and plug them back into the same thing. I go,
gives it a quick blow.
And now I'm like, I mean, it's a full crowd and I'm up there. So I'm like riffing and now I'm like making fun of the guy. I'm like, yeah, I go, why don't you blow in it like a Nintendo cartridge? You know, it's getting pops. I'm doing real hacky stuff. I'm holding both of the microphones like dicks. I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm back in college. You know?
I was about to say a little Riley Reid situation there.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have named this porn star.
Yeah, how'd you know that, Tim?
Saw it on a meme once.
A meme. All these porn memes that are going around.
Wait,
But
okay, so did they
and then
just
he looks up at me while he's like unplugging and replugging as I'm making fun of him to everyone. And he's like, dude, they were working during sound check. I don't know what's going on. The fact that he told all three comics that they were working during sound check, I'm like, you didn't do sound check.
You didn't do sound check.
And here's the thing, most of the time, it works. And you probably just never do sound check anymore.
He did it. Look, when he first started working there, he did it every day for 6 months.
But now it's been 2 years.
And it was never even close to an issue. He plugs it in, everything works fine.
Well, and he thought he was going to get moved up to management by now, but now he's still the AV guy, and he's like, "Listen, I don't know. I'm just not emotionally invested in this anymore. I'm feeling like not challenged, really."
Well, he kind of doesn't do it out of spite now. He's like, okay, like if I was like motivated to do better at my job, if I thought there was any sort of upward mobility, but like I've shown what I'm able to do, and I'm still not getting promoted.
They haven't even given me equity in the club yet. Can I get some stock options in the Oxnard Improv, please?
That IPO is going to be huge when it hits.
Yeah, I got a little startup comedy club. Looking for some initial investors.
Well, wait, how did this case get solved?
He finally, first off, he goes, Carlos Mencia was here this week and he broke all the mics. And I'm like, so then I'm making fun of he's telling me this on stage. I'm immediately just yelling it to the crowd.
Just what other bad excuses do you have? I'm running out of bits.
Also, I'm like, if he broke all the mics, how are they working during sound check? Your story is not adding up, my dear friend. And then, so I'm doing crowd work without mics, but I have to hold the two because he's trying to get him to work. He's back in the sound booth now. And it was honestly very fun. Like, because people, something like that, where it's like clearly not my fault, people get on board. They get a little more supportive.
Well, they're like, look, he's shucking and jiving up there.
Yeah, he's doing whatever he can.
Let's help the boy out a little bit.
And then eventually they got like a wireless up there. But it was 6.5 minutes.
6.5
That's
of
long.
no mic, full Rift City. But that goes back to what I was just saying. You got to be fun in the moment.
Yes, exactly. It was like, that was free. Also, it was like, yeah, sorry, Jeff, no crowd work. I'm doing crowd work.
Kind of just burned all of it. Sorry about that.
I was doing like, who's in from this town, who's in from, what do you guys think about LA? Get a big boo, LA. I'm doing like, you know what it felt like? It felt like if I was like warming up, like one
a
time
studio audience.
Exactly. I saw the Fallon guy warm him up one time, and I'm like, that's exactly what it felt like.
Not a bad gig, honestly.
No.
Hit him with 8 different questions. You already have your stock
too.
lines, and you make some do-si-do, and it's 1 hour a day?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
I think the Fallon guy is 15 minutes. That's it.
I mean, what a
Rip
time
15
to be
and you
alive.
got it's basically corporate pay, full benefits, working at 30 Rock. Not bad.
Not
You do kind of lose
too
all
shabby.
creative individuality and
sure. I mean, you absolutely sell your soul, but
yeah.
I mean,
completely lose the plot of why you got into it in the first place. But yeah, I mean,
sell your soul to do
benefits are good.
15, and then you get to be all night hitting the clubs, Tom.
Yeah,
There's
true.
a way to look at it.
There we go.
Just trying to stay posy.
Yeah, good. But
I'm a posy guy. Tom, remember the story I told you when I went to Chicago, and that front desk guy this is the guy that was like,
yeah,
car got declined.
Yeah.
So that when I went back to the same hotel,
Okay.
same guy at the desk,
Get out of here.
same guy.
I believe
And
he was a 0, right?
He was absolutely a 0. And I come walking in, and I'm like, oh, well. Let's see if he remembers me. No clue. Just checked me in completely
Obviously.
normal.
How would he remember you?
How on earth would he remember this
I
this
love
little
the idea of
interaction that we had?
you opening the door, and in your head, it's like,
And I was like, oh, well, look who it is.
yeah. Your hand is twitching on your credit card.
A little Jewel Osco bag comes flying across.
He's fully just looking down at his own shit, and you're like, God, he won't even look at me. He's so scared.
My hand's just shaking above my wallet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why, but when I was going up to my room, I was like, he has seen roughly 37,000 people since that
And he's been mean to a lot of them.
4-second interaction.
Yeah.
I don't think when I walked in, he's like, oh, Oh,
Kick
poor
open the
man's
door.
back. Yeah.
You're walking slowly to the desk. Your spurs clinking. Poor man is bad. Man, that's the poorest guy I've ever seen.
I didn't even get up to the desk. He's like, made sure you got your right card, buddy. Shit.
They extend your limit yet, loser? I don't know if that we've ever met at a zero for a second time.
Yeah, that was a second time zero. Checked me in completely normal. Was very polite. So
wow, he came back in an
Yeah,
improvement,
he
and
was-
certainly not zero to hero, but zero back to being just like a person.
maybe I'll chalk it up to maybe he just had a bad day.
Yeah, well, I think that's where we settled with that. But our conclusion was like, sure, you're having a bad day. Yeah, someone was probably rude to you, hurt people, that whole thing. But it is your job to be nice to people.
It's kind of you're the front desk guy. You're the face
it's
of this
the
entire
main thing.
establishment.
Yeah.
Can't be roasting me on the idea that my card got declined and then have the wrong card number. Oh, it just made me so mad, Tom.
Oh, wait.
Oh, is this you? Card 4598? No, it's not.
Even if
Dick.
it was, I wouldn't admit it.
Yeah, no,
Idiot.
and I hand it. He's like, "Yeah, this is the card." I'm like, "Just run it, please." My friends are here.
Tim, I got what some would call assaulted yesterday.
Sexually?
Maybe. You tell me.
Oh, I'd love to.
I'm walking down the street, Sunset Boulevard. I'm
Classic.
waking up on Sunset Boulevard.
Classic.
A great street. It's a nightmare. I'm walking to open for our good friend Kelsey Cook at the Comedy Store. Cool night. I'm going to meet manager for dinner beforehand. I'm walking into this like bougie restaurant. I'm a block away. I'm listening to Drake on my headphones.
Do you like Drake?
Do you like Drake? I'm just in a great headspace. And I hear like a hey behind me, and I turn and it's a guy coming on like a longboard or like a skateboard. And he's just like, get out of the way. And so I step to the side and he comes by me and slaps me on the ass. Like a big old slap on the ass. Like a big one.
And
I go, well, I didn't say anything. And then the guy comes by, he skates by and he looks back and he's laughing. He's got like he's like this crazy guy. And he goes, sexual assault, I'm canceled. And keeps going.
Well, this is the classic meme. You really had me in the first half because I kind of loved it up until the last part. I mean, that's a guy. It is both assault and sexual assault, unfortunately. But for some reason, that is really funny.
It did. I mean, it got a laugh from me.
Just a
and then I was like,
tush
that
slap.
was crazy.
The screaming out part is annoying and lame.
Well,
But
because then he was like, then I was like, oh, this guy is insane. I don't know
Yeah.
that a sane person would do that to a stranger.
But if he ass slapped and then just rode off into the sunset, for me, that's incredible.
It
Like-
was so funny.
It's one of those stories of like when Bill Murray sneaks up behind you and he like licks on your earlobe and it's like they'll never believe you. It's like one of
Dude,
those. If
this
he would have
is-
just cruised on off.
I,
Look up,
I-
you're
I
like,
go,
is that Willem Dafoe? What the hell?
I go meet Kelsey and Chad Daniels at dinner, and Chad goes, it was Bill Murray. That's
Yeah.
so funny that you just said that. And I was like, it was a small black man, but it might have been Bill Murray.
This is Cat Williams.
Dude, it was so weird. And then and I'm just kind of like, I was kind of like, whoa. All right. And I like look around. I'm like, I hope no one saw that. And then I just turn and I make direct eye contact with the valet guy at like the hotel that we're going by. And he's just like, ah. Like he just like shakes his head.
He got another one. He always gets them.
Yeah, it was like, yes, sunset. I mean, West Hollywood is an insane place. And
Wait. So this guy told you that he's coming. He did warn you that he's behind you, or did you just hear the click 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 click?
no,
click?
he yelled something. I had
Okay.
headphones in, so I didn't really. But he yelled something just to say, like, get out of the way. So I turn, I look at him, I step to the side, and then as I step to the side, I just get a big old ass slap.
God, that's just fucking rules. I mean, you also got to give the guy. You got to give the guy credit. If I was on a longboard and hit somebody with an ass slap, the physics of that is going to take me face first into the concrete.
I had the same thought. I was like, he has like really good control of it. And he looked back at me, put his hands in the air and yelled sexual assault. I'm getting canceled.
All while cruising.
The guy was amazing for being clearly off his rocker.
He's on that board though. He
He's
never got
on
off
the
rocker on the longboard. It reminds me of the guy that was drinking that ocean spray like cranberry juice, and he had
the Fleetwood Mac
song cruising. I'm picturing that guy. And no, it's not. That was a Mexican man. This is a black man, but something about it, I don't know, feels good. Feels okay.
I'll say this. It's bad, but I was like, nah, I'm not like pissed at that.
It's a fun experience. If he'd have stopped and then like tried to talk to you and been weird, that's different. But he kept it moving.
He didn't need the tag though. He didn't need to yell.
The tag was too much.
Yeah.
If you'd have just seen the back of his head cruising on off, kind of a 10 out of 10 experience.
There's way more mystery. I'm like, who was that? Was that
who does something like that?
Yeah. Instead, he looked back, made direct eye contact with me, and screamed sexual assault. And I was like, all right, less fun now.
Man, if that skateboard would have hit like a little bump in that sidewalk and he'd have just gone flying off. I mean, that would have. That's a brick of gold right there, Thomas. I think I told you this before the pod. How much time do we have left?
But we can wrap in a couple minutes.
This is a tough look alert from your boy.
All right, let's get out of here on a tough look alert.
Performing at the historic Zany's Old Town.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this right before the pod.
Oh yeah, we did.
Lady in the front row on her phone. I was already sensitive to it because like people are, are you noticing that people are just like chirping a little bit more?
A little chatty. Yeah.
In audiences, just like kind of saying shit.
Zany's Old Town too. People are all coming off a fun dinner and drinks.
And they're saying shit to you. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, just responding conversationally.
Yes.
You're like, I think my dad's gay. And they're like, yeah, we think so too. Shut the fuck up.
Fucked your dad last night. Like, okay, can we? Jesus. So I'm already I've ignored a bunch. I've addressed a bunch. I'm already a little on edge.
All right.
Lady in the front row looking at her phone. And that one I'm going, front row?
Front row? Phone?
Front row on the phone. And I'm like starting to gear up to do that little thing. And she goes like, oh, what's the only way I can order drinks? Like I'm just trying to order a drink.
What did you actually say to her?
Who knows? Probably something similar to that. I don't know. It was in a blur. And she was like, yeah, sorry. It's QR code. So I was just trying to order another drink. And I was like, oh,
cool. Carry on then. I'm going to get back into this bit.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I wish they had real menus here.
The venue is making me order 2 drinks, and I'm trying to do that, but I'm new to this technology. I've never really used the QR codes before.
I've been a menu person my entire life, and now they're springing this on me.
I was listening though. I like your stuff. I'm a big fan.
Okay. I just felt like such a fucking idiot. Because I'm like, oh, here you're about to get the fucking heat, and then she's like doing the right thing completely.
Well, sometimes people are though. I don't blame you because sometimes people are just blatantly. This happened to me last night. I had my little like first round audition at the world famous Laugh Factory out here in Hollywood. 3 minutes clean. One of the most fun sets of my life. It's so brutal.
It's like, how do you get dirty in 3 minutes?
Yeah, and some people did. I love that. Some people, they're like, clean, please be clean. If you can't be clean, then we can't move you on. And then some people get up there and like, what's up, bitches? It's like,
what's up, you motherfuckers?
No, like, come on.
Nope.
Literally, somebody said come in their first like 30 seconds. And I was like, you just completely missed the plot.
Just completely missed the plot? Come on, Tom. Boom.
Oh, completely. There we go. I was like, yeah.
Yes. Why are you looking for a virtual fist pound?
But I went bullet after the host, and the host is up there, and there's a guy in the front row, literally phone like to his face, like up, like comically on his phone.
Like he's like trying to unlock his own phone with his face, kind of a thing.
Yeah. He's like, I was told to play a character who's on his phone. in the comedy show. That's what it looked like.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like so obvious. His brightness was like way up.
It's
And
like,
I'm
boop, 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 boop.
yeah. He's like playing Brick Breaker. He's on his phone through the whole host set. The host is like this legendary guy out here. So I was kind of pissed. And I'm coming off a weird set that I'm coming from. I'm kind of mid spiral.
Mm-hmm.
And I get on stage, I do one joke, and then I just go, "You're just so on your phone. You're so aggressively on your phone right now." And he just looks at me and he goes, "Me?" I go, yeah, dude." And he goes, "Oh, sorry." And I go through the whole host set too. And I'm like, "I'm sorry." And I realized I was like, "Oh, I'm not being cute. I'm being
You're
mean."
also like, oh, I'm at minute 2 of minute 3.
Yeah,
and
so
I've
I
yelled
had
at this guy.
I mean, I have that, we all have lines that like can get you out of that. But I sat there for a second. I go, "I'm just so angry at you." And it got like cutesy, and then it's fun.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, here's what happened. I couldn't decide what joke to close on. So I was like, I'm going to attack phone guy. And then
Sure.
we got out of it, whatever. But I'm like, well, I blew the audition. So I walk right up to the booker afterwards. I go, "Sorry, that was unprofessional. I'm sorry I yelled at that guy." And she hits me with somebody had to.
There we go. Love that.
Huge. Almost
Love
a
that.
hero move, because I was like, God, I just blew it
Well, I mean, she could have fully sent you into Spiral Town
easily. I was already
if
kinda
she like
halfway
didn't
there.
look up from her notebook and she's like, "Yeah, no, don't worry about it."
Yeah, good stuff,
Oh.
Johnny.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Something not even close. Thanks for coming out, Derek. You're like, oh, what? Oh, well, all right. Where are we at? 2
I
months.
think we can wrap this thing. This
let's
comes
put a-
out tomorrow.
Let's put a bow on this motherfucker.
Where are you gonna be?
I'm all around New York City, Tom.
Greatest city on earth. I'll be there in a couple weeks, my friend.
Let's go. Maybe we should do a live pod or something.
I think we'll do a couple.
What? Wait. What? When are you here?
The last 2 weeks of Feb, I will be in New York City from the 19th or the 18th to the 22nd, and
Oh, okay,
then
huge.
the 25th to the 1st. Going to Boston in between. Next few weeks, I'm doing Virginia, Sacramento, San Jose, North Carolina, Fargo, and then Stamford, Connecticut, and San Diego. I was really trying to get some people from these shows to listen to the pod. So if we got any new ones, I'll be back in San Diego on Valentine's Day because I'm alone.
Because no one loves me. That rules. I'm ratting around New York City, hitting some of the classic shows. I'll be in Columbus in February. I'll be in Boston in March. We're lining up things for Q2. We love you, though.
We do love you. Wait, when are you going to be in Boston?
March 7th through the 9th.
Be there on the 2nd. What is with that?
Come on.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. We love you. Send us a 0 because boy, did that one pan out this week.
That was
We
a big
love
one. Good luck topping that one, but we love you.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Married my sister, now we're living together. We're roommates in